Hi there, my name's Leah. I'm a first year nursing student. Just entered level 2. Very excited about that. A little bit about me. As a career, for the past 6 years, I've worked in supervised consumption sites. If you don't know what those are places where people can consume drugs while they're supervised by trained professionals who can reverse overdoses if you overdose. Um, that's a little bit about me. I connected people to support systems, housing, addiction management supports. Um, Also, in my personal life, I worked with the bereaved families of Ontario. I have a lot of past experience with death and dying in my own life, not including my clients, as I mentioned. In the addiction field, unfortunately, it is palliative. It's what we describe it as is keeping people alive and sustainably alive for as long as possible, but we don't expect them to live full, long, healthy lives. So we did lose a lot of clients, but also in my own personal life, unfortunately, I've lost a lot of people to a number of different things. So I teamed up with the bereaved families of Ontario, the Ottawa branch, and I was a bereavement counselor, bereavement facilitator. I got trained by them. So I ran their Lost by Substance Use group. I founded that and I led that for quite a while. And I also led their Lost by Suicide group um, when I could. Uh, we had a lot of large numbers for that group. And what I started seeing was that a new group was forming, which was the Lost by Maid. And we started having people come in attendance for that. And we didn't have any facilitators really for that. Um, it wasn't something that anybody had experienced in their own personal histories. So when this course popped up, it was interesting to me because I just wanted a little bit more of a background history, um, maybe something that I could bring to the table to help maybe facilitate the group one day. Um, so my thoughts on MAID are kind of twofold. On the one hand, I definitely believe in it. I agree. I agree with it. Um, I watched the video, the news article that was posted. Um, I am. I want to say I'm in total agreement with it, but on the other hand, there is the eugenics component, and I am cognizant of that. Um, we really have to protect our most marginalized, our most vulnerable um, members of society. Uh, so how do we do that? Um, Moving forward, uh, these are lives we're talking about, and also something that I've heard is just hospital beds and spaces and pressures for the elderly to maybe end their life prematurely, um, to make room and make space um, in hospital for other people, and for me that doesn't sit right ethically. So while I do agree that people do ultimately have the right, we also have to factor in these other considerations. And we also have to factor in who's going to be carrying out MAID, like the actual procedure. I think it takes a toll on somebody. If that's your profession, I know there's a lot of disenfranchised grief in the harm reduction community. I couldn't imagine the grief that must come with that. So there's just, how do you debrief that kind of career? How do you support somebody who deals with that kind of trauma? Because it must be traumatizing, even if you do believe in it. And finally, I want to extrapolate and talk about MAID for psychiatric reasons, and where do we draw the line? I am in agreement that some psychiatric conditions do warrant the use of MAID, but again, how do we know if somebody is in the right mind frame to consent? So there's a lot of unanswered questions for me. I thought that I was more sure of my stance on this before. So hopefully, in hearing other people's responses, I'll get a more clear view as to where I stand. So thank you for listening, and it's nice to meet you all.